So we are going to move on into practical preparations for birth. So what do we need physically and emotionally? Now, sessions 2 and 3, we're going to talk more about like what other people can do to help us, but this is going to be more of our like actual practical planning. So in your course book, you're going to have a list, but it's like a list on one side, and then there's the other side is room for you to add your own notes to this if anything stands out for you. So hospital bag essentials. I've just popped in like with my own notes what the NHS has suggested because if you're birthing in an NHS hospital, they know what they have and haven't got. But I've just done a massive caveat and I've done it in your course book as well. You will need pillows. Do not forget pillows. They never ever have enough. And especially when we're used to lying on our great big comfy pregnancy pillow or breastfeeding pillow at home, like the V-shaped ones or whatever you've got. And then we get into hospital and there isn't one. It's like, what? Like, how am I supposed to put myself in this position or that position when I don't have any pillows? So remember pillows and comfy stuff. Um, Notes, I mean, we'll just fly through this because we're going to do an activity about this in a moment. But notes, I think, are all online now. Your birth plan, you will need some copies of that. Comfortable clothes, but really, you just kind of need a nightie and a dressing gown, in all honesty. Bras, pads, fresh clothes for after birth. Again, a fresh nightie will do. As long as you're quite happy to like put some leggings under it to get home, you don't need a lot. Toiletries, whatever you know your favorites. Phone and charger, baby clothes, nappies, snacks and drinks for you and your birth partner, dressing gown, slippers, TENS machine if you're using one. And then it's got some optional extras like your oils, fairy lights, which is for dimmed lighting, and they do allow for dimmed lighting now in NHS hospitals. And the reason for that is because where we talked about the fight or flight, bright lights is something that can really like it's not a natural way to give birth and it can affect our hormone levels. So it's really important to like dim the lights if at all possible. And most of the lights in the NHS labour wards now do have dimmers. Sometimes you'll get like an obstinate midwife or doctor that will come in and turn it on every single time, but you can guard that and turn them off, or you can bring your own low level lights if you want to turn off the lights. You could bring affirmation cards or quotes or anything art that you've made. You might want to bring photos. Sometimes photos are really helpful. A playlist is kind of definitely important. They should have speakers in your room. A heat back or hot water bottle. Any massage lotion, even just a thing of coconut or olive oil, so that if you need your back rubbed by somebody, like it's not kind of pulling on your skin. Lip balm, eye masks, and extra snacks. I do recommend those like Lucozade fizzy sweets for just a little bit of energy if you need. And a fan or cooling spray and cloths because I never have a cloth either, like a washcloth or a flannel. We've already talked about baby things. So for the baby, you might want to pack bodysuits and vests. You definitely want the car seat organised, and you can listen to Michael McIntyre talk about that for a good laugh. Uh, it says a hat. We're gonna talk about hats, but it says a hat, scratch mittens, socks, and booties. This is going to come up in session 5, and then you may have new opinions on some of those items. That is up to you. A blanket, plenty of nappies, some squares like burnt cloths, and obviously the car seat. So these are just going to fly through these. Now, if you're creating a home birth, what do you need for a home birth? I mean, this is a list that I've put together, but you just need a home and like a Tesco's value like shower curtain is massively helpful and some bin bags for dealing with like you don't really need a whole lot else. But you can get a hold of a birth pool. You can hire these if you want to. A TENS machine, again, you can hire a hose for filling the pool and a pump, and definitely towels. Old towels that you don't mind getting scruffy. Again, you will probably want to bring towels to the hospital as well because they only have those little white ones and they just never feel quite enough, especially if you want to get in and out of the shower during labour. or the bath. Um, and then pads. So you can get these like puppy training pads, or it depends on like what's on offer where you are, but the puppy training pads or the disposable changing mats, those are brilliant for like sitting on or having in your bed afterwards. You can have them at the top of where your head is to cover up any kind of sick that happens on you, like from baby, and underneath you while you are postpartum as well is really helpful. Um, so these are some other things that you might want to have on hand for a home birth. So tissues and wet wipes, sterile gloves. But again, if you're calling in a midwife, they will have those, but you can also have them for yourself. Antiseptic wipes for cleaning up, a peri bottle for after you've had the baby for like if you've had stitches or anything like this can be really helpful. And there's spritz for bits as well, highly recommended for after having the baby. You can just spray this directly onto any sore areas and instant relief. Postpartum underwear, um, bin bags, as I mentioned, clean sheets for the bed, and all the usual stuff for the baby. It says hat. We'll talk about hats later. Something that might interest you, even if you're birthing at home or hospital, is a cord tie. So you can buy these, people make them and they're so sweet, or you can make your own. And what it is, where they put the clip on the baby's belly button, it's quite irritating because it's like one of those food clips. You know what I mean? It's quite big and irritating, and it can sometimes rub on the nappy area. So some people like to, once the cord's been clamped and it does have that clip on it, you can then tie it off with a cord tie, which is just like a little soft piece of fabric so that it's not rubbing and itching, and it's a really nice little keepsake for afterwards as well. So you can like untie it from the cord and then like keep the little piece, which is just beautiful. So that's something that lots of people don't know that they can do, and they can do. Um, Sterile scissors and all of that. Generally in the UK, at least the midwife is going to bring all of those. So you shouldn't need anything remotely medical on site for a home birth. And again, it's just some extras. Camera, do not forget. Do not forget to make a note. I'm going to say this all the way through. Do not forget to make a note of all of the photos that you want taken and any little notes that you want to remember. Some people like to have a mirror handy so they can actually see baby being born. It depends on whether you're standing up, sitting down, lying down, what you're doing. It might be really, really encouraging to see baby's head as it's born. Some people like that. Some people don't. Absolutely fine.